So the whole idea is, I'm telling you, is that you have to calculate the cash flows of future, because you want to calculate the value today. Okay, fine. आज की value Reliance की कितनी होनी चाहिए? Because you are going to take a decision, should I buy Reliance or not? Okay, so first you calculate the cash flows. Now how you do that, I'll just tell you later. So you calculate the cash flows, how much cash flow the company is going to generate. No, what is the life of Reliance? Infinite. Reliance is going to be there for ages. Okay, it's not like 5 or 10 years, but example I took and showed it on an Excel sheet. ये तो Reliance तो चलेगी. तो क्या है, आपने कैश फ्लो लेना है 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल, 4 साल, 5 साल. नॉर्मली आप 5 साल का कैश फ्लो निकाल लेते हो, अगले 5 साल. You can do it for 6 years, 7 years, because more you go into future, the difficult it is to calculate. Because there are a lot of assumptions you have to take. कितनी सेल होगी, कितनी कॉस्ट होगी, कितना वो होगा, क्या होगा, बहुत सारा आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए होती है. So, and then, you know, what happens is that after a time, when the company becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, the cash flows, you know, they become, they don't grow so much. जैसे सपोज आप, you know, you are a new company, आपने अभी कंपनी स्टार्ट करी, तो अभी आपकी सेल है 100 रुपये, नेक्स्ट ईयर में 200 रुपये हो जाएगी, थर्ड ईयर में 500 रुपये हो जाएगी. लेकिन 10वें साल में आपकी अगर 1 लाख हो गई, तो 1 लाख से ऊपर जाने में दिक्कत होगी. सपोज यू हैव एज्यूम्ड, यू हैव रीच्ड टू a kind of you know, almost like the market, you own almost like 30 to 40% of the market share, and it becomes very difficult to increase your market share thereafter. Okay, so then you're not going to grow your profits at the same pace at what you are doing in the initial period. Okay, then they are going to follow a pattern like 2% increase every year. Okay, so what you do, you calculate the cash flows for few years when you think the growth exists. After that, the growth becomes normal, you stop calculating the cash flows. Okay, you calculate something which is called the cash flow for the terminal year. The 6th year will become the terminal year, assuming that first 5 years is a super growth, but after that the growth is just plateauing. Okay, so you have to calculate the cash flow for the 6th year also. Okay, and then you are going to say that it is going to grow at 2% every year.
So are we going to predict the cash flows based on the market share company owns?
No, I am going to just tell how to calculate the cash flow. I am going to tell you that later. First, आपने क्या करना है? Now you know what you have to do is just go to the Reliance, okay, and see how much profit it is earning. Okay, I am going to explain that. I don't want to explain it right now. Assume कि आपने cash flow निकाल लिया, आपको आता है. Cash flow is how much cash the company is going to generate. You know, like I told you, EBITDA is a proxy to cash. I told you one day that earning before depreciation, taxation and amortization is equivalent to cash the company is earning, isn't it? But that is not the cash, because you know there will be something more to that. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have to find a way to calculate the cash of the company, how much cash the company is going to generate, and there is a formula for that. Okay, you are going to convert the net profit into cash. So once you have done it, then you are going to explore, you know, you are going to calculate the future cash flows after, you know, assuming how much, you know, how much, at what level it is going to grow, 10%, 15%, 20%, fine. Or you are going to make a detailed working and calculate how much cash the company is going to do for the first few years. Okay. अभी आपको समझ आएगा जब हम example करेंगे, when I show you an example how it is done. Okay. So just listen. Even if it goes just 50%, it's good enough. Okay, 50% plug in होगा जब हम numerical example करके दिखाएंगे आप. Okay, now you calculate the cash flow in the terminal year. Okay, last year, which can be 6th year, 7th year, when the super growth ends, period ends. जब कंपनी का हनीमून पीरियड खत्म हो गया, उसके बाद तो फिर आराम से बढ़ेगी कंपनी, तो आप वहाँ तक पहुँच जाओ और उसका कैश फ्लो निकालो उस ईयर तक. उसके बाद you say it is going to grow at 2% for annum, repetitive 2% के हिसाब से मान लिया कि ग्रो करेगी. Okay, and then add all the cash flows, you will get the value of the company. इन सबको ऐड कर दूंगा तो वैल्यू ऑफ द कंपनी आ जाएगी. Okay, fine, it is as simple as that, but we'll do it through numerical in the next class after the Just read this, Yashika.
As indicated by its name, unaccounted cash flow concerns only cash flows but not profits.
So what we do, we are, we are going to calculate the cash flows and not the profits of the company. Profit calculate करना पड़ेगा, but profit से हमें उसको profit को cash में convert करना पड़ेगा. Okay, we'll understand that.
So accounting profits could be very different from the cash flow due to accruals, receivables, capitalized investments, etc.
So we know the accountants, they make a profit loss account, isn't it? So that profit is not equivalent to cash flows. Okay, let's say an example.
Consider a very simple example here. You sell a car for 3,50,000, but the customer will pay you 1 year later.
Okay, so you have sold a car for 3,50,000. The customer will say that I'll pay you after 1 year. Assume that he's your friend and you will be selling it.
So your accounting profit for this year would be 3,50,000, assuming to be zero cost for simplicity, but your cash flow would be zero.
आपका कैश फ्लो कितना है? आपने गाड़ी बेच दी, आपका प्रॉफिट तो हो गया 3,50,000. अकाउंटेंट हैज रिकॉग्नाइज्ड दैट एज सेल एंड देयर इज नो कॉस्ट. देन यू से दैट यू हैव अर्नड अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 3,50,000. बट हाउ मच मनी हैज गॉन इनटू योर बैंक? Zero. Your money bank balance remains the same. Okay.
So bear in mind, in the world of valuation, only cash flow matters. Therefore, what we need to do next is to convert the projected profits into projected cash flows.
So that means first you calculate the profit of a company, then you convert that profits into cash, okay, and then you apply a discount rate to discount those and calculate the present value of those cash flows. As is the example मैंने करा. Okay, fine. Is that okay? Is that okay?
सर प्रॉफिट से कैश फ्लो कैसे कैलकुलेट होते हैं?
हाँ, प्रॉफिट से कैश फ्लो कैसे निकालते हैं? Now, this it is I'll just introduce you with the formula. Okay. Of course, we have not reached to the situation where we have arrived at the formula. We have not reached to the stage to understand the formula. So first look at this. I'll just tell you the formula. So look at A. These are actuals and E is estimated. Okay. Now A. So that means somebody who made this was sitting in 2018. 2018 में उसने ये बनाया किसी कंपनी का प्रॉफिट लॉस अकाउंट. So that means 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23 were futures. Is that okay? So we know what is the revenue, what is the cost of sales, EBIT and the net profit. Okay, fine. तो आपके पास पहला काम क्या है आपको? It's a very detailed exercise, but very simple because everything is done through formulas. आपने formulas plug in करे, automatically आपको information आ जाएगी. एक जगह पे सिर्फ आपको assumption डालनी. When I used to sit with my boss, he says अगर मेरी सेल 10% बढ़ जाती है, उसके बाद और 10% बढ़ जाती है, और तीसरे साल में 15% बढ़ जाती है, और मेरा मार्केट शेयर अभी 20% है, वो मार्केट शेयर. And by the time I joined mobile company in India, there were only 50 lakhs people who were owning mobile. पूरे भारत में कितने लोग थे? 50 lakhs. Now, today as we speak, there are about 83 crores people who are owning mobile, or more than 83, 100 crore people are owning mobile. Okay, fine. So it was just 50 lakhs and today it's over 100 crore mobile connections in India. There is something called tele-density. When I joined in 1995, the telephony started in India. Okay, fine. At that time there were no mobile phones, there was only landline. Okay. And just to give an example, very interesting one, I was working, my first job was in a hospital, and I moved from from a house, from my parent house to my own house on a rented house in Rajouri Garden in Delhi. So I applied for a phone. I went to the Rajouri Garden exchange and I said I want to apply for a phone. He says this is the form, fill up, deposit 1,000 rupees in security, and as soon as your number will be available, a phone will be available, it will be given to you. He said like that, casually. एंड इट वॉज 1990 एंड आज की कब लगेगा फ़ोन? बोला 2010 में, यानी देयर वाज अ 20-year वेटिंग लिस्ट दैट टाइम। 20 साल के बाद आपको घर में फ़ोन लगेगा। द डेट इज मेंशन इन योर स्लिप, इन योर रिसीट। एक्सपेक्टेड डेट ऑफ इंस्टॉलेशन ऑफ फोन 2020 सितंबर। बोला सितंबर 2020 में आपके घर में फ़ोन आ जाएगा। तो मैंने कहा बाकी दिन मैं क्या करूँगा? 20 साल तक मेरा फ़ोन ही नहीं होगा, मैं करूँगा क्या? हाउ आई मैनेज माई अफेयर्स? वी कैन डू, देयर इज अ 20 years long waiting list. So now if you want a phone, okay, if you apply for the phone today, when you are going to get Go Mobile? आज ही हो जाएगा या 2-4 दिन लगेंगे? आज ही हो जाएगा, 1 घंटे में आपका मोबाइल चालू हो जाएगा। एक बंदा आएगा, आपसे फ़ोटो खींचेगा, KYC करेगा और शाम तक आपका फ़ोन चालू हो जाएगा, आपको सिम दे जाएगा, आधे घंटे में आपका सिम आ जाएगा। ओके, नाउ आई ओन 2 मोबाइल। आज मेरे पास 2 मोबाइल हैं, किसी का 3 भी होते हैं। पहले तो एक टेलीफोन कनेक्शन के लाले पड़ते थे, वो भी 20 साल के बाद मिलता था। सो देयर वाज अ टेली डेंसिटी। सो जस्ट गूगल and say what is the tele density of India today. It will be somewhere 83. I think we just checked yesterday in one of the lectures. Just check tele density. Tele density. It is how many phones we have per 100 people in India. 84. So that means 84 phones per 100 people in India. 84 लोगों के पास फोन है out of 100 people in India. Now 100 people में भी people who are just born. 1 साल का बच्चा है, 1 महीने का बच्चा है, उसको भी गिन लिया गया है. So almost everybody has a mobile. So उस जमाने में जब मैंने फ़ोन अप्लाई करा था राजौरी गार्डन एक्सचेंज में, तब हम सब अपना नंबर फिर भी देते थे लोगों को. I didn't have a phone. So somebody says, what is your phone number? I say 65232252 PP. PP. अब उस टाइम सबको समझ आता था पीपी क्या है. पीपी क्या है? पड़ोसी का नंबर है, आपका नहीं है. अगर आपने पी बता दिया तो इसका मतलब पड़ोसी का नंबर. सो ही नोज दैट पड़ोसी का है, तो इल से मिस्टर आगी, पड़ोस से आप मिस्टर आगी को बुला दीजिए, उनसे बात करनी है. आप उसी का नंबर देंगे जो बुला देगा. सो दैट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ अ सिचुएशन वी हैड. ओके, नाउ द टेलीकॉम. You know, I joined a telecom company and my job was to make a budget. You know, project the cash flows for the next year. 1 साल 2 साल की कैश फ्लो प्रोजेक्ट करना है. अब कितने मोबाइल बिकेंगे? नो आइडिया. सो आई हैव टू गो टू द मार्केटिंग गाई, चीफ मार्केटिंग ऑफिसर. भैया फिगर दे दो, नेक्स्ट ईयर आप कितने कनेक्शन नए बेचोगे, सो दैट आई कैन फाइंड आउट हाउ मच रेवेन्यू आई एम गोइंग टू जनरेट एंड आई नो अबाउट द कॉस्ट and I'll calculate what kind of profit I'm going to make and how much cash I'm going to generate. Okay, fine. So he gave me a book, a report published by Morgan Stanley about the future of India in telecom. Okay, and how will be the growth taking place in the next 5 years or 10 years. And he said that what we have estimated is a very conservative estimate. ये बहुत conservative है, ये तो होके रहेगा, इसके ऊपर भी जाएगी. Now, I just saw it. They first tried to calculate how much new mobiles which we are going to sell, because that time the incoming mobile was costing 16 rupees per minute. And outgoing phone you were paying, outgoing was 16 and incoming was 8 rupees. So that means if you are making a call, you are being charged 16 rupees a call. And when you receive a call, you have to pay 8 bucks. So my brother, he was in a corporate world that time and he joined. He's just 2 years elder to me. He just joined a company. उसको अच्छी जॉब मिल गई. मैं तो अभी पढ़ रहा था. तो ना वो घर आया, उसको फ़ोन आया, उसने देखा मोबाइल पे फ़ोन आया, उसने डिस्कनेक्ट कर लिया और लैंडलाइन से फ़ोन लगाया. उसको पता लगा कहाँ से आया है, क्योंकि वो अगर वो रिसीव करेगा उसको 8 रुपीज़ देने पड़ेंगे पर मिनट. सो दैट टाइम पीपल यूज टू गेट द मोबाइल नंबर फ्रॉम वेयर द कॉल इज कमिंग एंड दे विल कीप द फोन एंड कॉल इट ऑन अ लैंडलाइन नंबर. इट वॉज मच चीपर. आजकल तो लैंडलाइन आपके घर में है नहीं है आपको पता ही नहीं. कभी यूज़ करते हो वो वाला फ़ोन, पुराना वाला? कोई नहीं करता. वो सिर्फ आपके ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्शन के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, उसकी घंटी बजती है, लेकिन आपकी मॉम और डैडी उसको उठाते हैं, आपका कोई उसे लेना देना नहीं है. वो बजेगी क्या, कभी किसी को दिया हो किसी को नंबर. ओके, एयरटेल से कनेक्शन आया, फ़ोन आया तो आपके लैंडलाइन बिल बजेगा. ओके, so how many cars they are there in your locality or in your area? Based on that, so everybody who owns a car is going to go mobile first. So that was our way of projecting the connections of mobile connections in India. Okay, this is very interesting. याशिका, ये कभी नहीं मिलेगी आपको बात. तो क्या हुआ कि सब गाड़ियों वालों ने सबसे कनेक्शन खरीद लिए. All the cars owners, they bought a mobile. Now what to do next? So he said all the people who own a motorcycle, scooter, TV, so they are going to buy a car. They are going to buy a mobile. So based on that, we did the projection. Then everybody who owns the motorcycle, everything, they had all purchased almost, so their saturation point. Then then our CEO of the company, he was giving this thing, talking to us over the online. So he says that to all over India, he says all the people who own a cycle in India are going to buy a mobile. We were just started laughing कि साइकिल वाला भी मोबाइल खरीदेगा. आज देखो साइकिल वाले का सर क्या मोबाइल है. ओके, अब वो साइकिल वालों ने भी मोबाइल खरीद लिए. अब कैसे करें आगे? तो by the time I left, so my job was over, I was not doing any calculations. So when I was looking at the Airtel report, so they said matchbox strategy to estimate how much new connections we are going to, what will the market penetration further. So he said जहाँ जहाँ माचिस बिकती है भारत में वहाँ वहाँ मोबाइल भी बिकेगा. ओके, जितनी माचिसें बिकती हैं उतने मोबाइल बिकेंगे. Okay, fine. So this was the kind of level of penetration in India which we saw, and a tower, a rooftop tower which was costing 2 crores, now it cost 1 lakh rupees. जो 2 करोड़ का टावर था वो 1 लाख रुपए का हो गया. So now the rate which was 16 rupees came to 10 rupees, came to 2 rupees, came to 1 second, 1 paisa per second. Now you don't have to pay anything. You just pay $500 unlimited calls for a month. Okay, so there is no tariff as such. Those days we used to announce tariff. Our marketing department used to announce tariff after every 3 days. After every 3 days, the tariffs were revised. So I had a person called Pamesh Gupta, who was the marketing manager. Okay, who was managing the tariffs. तो आई यूज टू कॉल हिम, भैया बताओ टैरिफ क्या, आज का टैरिफ क्या है, बिकॉज आई एम गोइंग टू जस्ट मेक माई एस्टिमेशन, क्योंकि जो कल का टैरिफ था वो आज वैलिड ही नहीं है. बिकॉज द एयरटेल हैज ड्रॉप द रेट बाय 10%, वी हैव टू ड्रॉप बाय 10%. रिलायंस हैज ड्रॉप द रेट नेक्स्ट डे बाय 5%, so everybody was dropping the rates. So that time when we were estimating the revenue of telecom companies, okay, we used to get 1,500 rupees पर कस्टमर इनकम. 1500 रुपये जितने हमारे कस्टमर थे, सपोज हमारे 1000 कस्टमर थे, तो हम देखें हमारी इनकम कितनी है, उसको 1000 से डिवाइड करें तो 1500 रुपये पर कस्टमर से मिलता था. उसको बोलते थे आरपू, एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर यूजर, आरपू. तो आरपू बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड होता था कि कितना आरपू चल रहा है, मतलब 1500 चल रहा है. कितने पोस्ट पेड है, तो 100% पोस्ट पेड कस्टमर्स, बिकॉज देयर वाज नो प्रीपेड. फिर प्रीपेड आया, प्रीपेड कितने हैं 5%, पोस्ट पेड कितने हैं 95%. अभी पूछो कितना है, 99.9% प्रीपेड, 0.01% पोस्टपेड. सो एवरीबडी हैज माइग्रेटेड टू प्रीपेड. ओके, पूछो आरपू कितना है, सर 150 रुपये. अभी रेवेन्यू पर यूजर जो कंपनी को मिल रहा है वो 150 मिल रहा है, और जब शुरू हुआ था 2000 में या 2001 में, इट वॉज 1500 रुपीज आरपू. दैट मीन्स द रेट्स हैव गॉन डाउन. The revenue which the telecom companies were getting in those years has dropped down, but the volumes have expanded. उस टाइम मैंने ज्वाइन करा था तो 50 लाख कस्टमर थे इंडिया में. अभी 100 करोड़ आर सब्सक्राइबर फॉर ऑल द टेलीकॉम कंपनीज. सो देयर वाज अ रैपिड ग्रोथ ऑफ सब्सक्राइबर्स. सो हर महीने में वी यूज्ड टू हैव, आज हमारे 5 लाख कस्टमर हो गए, केक कटिंग हो रही है. आज 10 लाख हो रहे हैं, केक कटिंग हो रही है. आज 25 लाख हो गए, शाम को पार्टी है किसी 5 स्टार में. ओके, आ जाना भाई. अभी 1 करोड़ कस्टमर हो गए. अब कुछ लोग सिंगापुर से आए हुए थे एंड दे वांटेड टू इन्वेस्ट इन आवर कंपनी. आपके कस्टमर कितने हैं? मतलब 1 करोड़. बेहोश हो गए। कहता है सिंगापुर में 1 करोड़ बंदे ही नहीं है, तुम्हारे इतने कस्टमर हैं। सो टुडे वी हैव बिकम द लार्जेस्ट subscriber in the world. I mean, China would be number 1 and we would be number 2, or maybe USA somewhere. So number of telephone subscribers have become so much, exploded. People like Malaysia, Singapore, वो तो लोग बेचारे गश खा जाते हैं. They, in those days everybody was saying हमारा पैसा दे लो, I want to invest. I want to invest in Idea, I want to invest in Vodafone, I want to invest in Reliance, we want to invest in Bharti. So everybody was pouring money in telecom. और टेलीकॉम ने किसी को भी प्रॉफिट नहीं दिया. टेलीकॉम, मोस्ट ऑफ द कंपनीज वेंट इनटू लॉसेस. आफ्टर रिलायंस जियो केम, they disturbed the whole scenario. So most of the companies which were profitable, they became this thing. So, I was just looking yesterday, the companies which I have worked in past, they are all listed companies. So I wanted to know वो company है कहाँ. उस time the first company which I worked was called Balarpur Industries Limited, which was the 20th largest company in India. A group was called Thapa Group, which was after Birla's, Tata's and Ambani's. The 4th biggest group in India was Thapa's. Balarpur Industries. Now just check what is the price of Balarpur. The company has become almost insolvent. Just check the price of Balarpur, which was one of the biggest company in India at the time when I joined. आप जिस कागज पे लिख रहे हो, चांस था 50% कि वो कागज बलारपुर में बनाया था. इट वॉज द मार्केट शेयर. दे वर मेकिंग पेपर. अभी कितने 48 पैसे का शेयर है. कितने का शेयर है बलारपुर इंडस्ट्रीज? हाँ, जस्ट नो हाउ मच, 48 पैसा. देन द आइडिया सेलुलर विच हैज बिकम वोडाफोन आइडिया. जस्ट चेक द प्राइस ऑफ वोडाफोन आइडिया. 6 rupees. When I was working, it was more than 100. Okay. Balarpur was more than 100. Okay. And then check Reliance Communication, the company which I worked again in telecom. What is the price of Reliance Communication? है price? एक आध रुपए है.
1.39.
So all these companies which were one time the golden boys of the corporate world have just come and collapsed. Another SRF. Now I worked in that company. The share price of the company was 8 rupees. 8 रुपए का शेयर था. Okay. And after 2 years, the company directors gave us 10,000 shares to me as an employee. ESOP. Okay. 10,000. I'm today holding 50,000 shares because there is a 1:4 bonus which has been announced. So now I own 50,000 shares of SRF. Just check the price of SRF today. हाँ? कितने?
2800
क्या?
मार्केट प्राइस.
कौन सा?
SRF
नहीं, अभी तो ज़्यादा का है. 2800 का है. अच्छा हाँ, 2800 का है. सॉरी, 2800 मल्टीप्लाई करो 50,000 शेयर से, कितना हुआ? 14-15 करोड़. 14 करोड़ रुपए की वैल्यू हो चुकी है शेयर की. सो आई कॉल्ड अप माई कोलीग्स who were working with me. I called them up who got 10,000 shares. एक मुकेश था. मुकेश को मैं लगाया. मुकेश, वो अभी भी ऐसा रहता है. मुकेश, तेरे पास शेयर्स हैं? कहता हाँ है.
आपने बेचे तो नहीं सर?
बेच दिए भाई. लेकिन फॉर्चुनेटली जिसको मैंने बेचा उसकी वैल्यू भी 15 करोड़ हो गई है. सो आई हैव नॉट लॉस्ट इट. एनीवे, luckily the house which I own, which I bought using that money, that value has gone up. Okay, fine. So no issues for me. So I called up all the guys who bought the share at that time, who were actually given those shares. When the share price became 50 rupees, 50 रुपए में मैंने वो शेयर बेच दिया. मैंने कहा 8 रुपए का शेयर है, 50 में बेच दिया. लेकिन नेक्स्ट डे रिपोर्ट आई कि वो शेयर मेरा बिका ही.